Luis, what are we drinking today? Someone gave me some feedback on our last episode, and I said,
didn't tell us?
Constructive criticism. So I got some feedback. We mentioned the Cuba Libre last time, but this person said they wanted more. Highlight the drink more. So
absolutely,
let's go into it, Luis. What are we drinking today, and why?
We're drinking an old fashioned.
Okay.
Old fashioned is actually one of my favorite drinks, but there's a little bit of backstory to this. So when let's raise our glasses. First sip.
All right, there you go.
Halfway through mine.
Oh boy, that is a potent drink.
It is. And so, reason why I picked old fashioned, why now it's my favorite, is I used to be in mariachi, and we would have concerts, and you'd have some like really great groups and artists, some mentors, and they go socialize afterwards. And so like I had just turned 21 at one of my big concerts, and I met shout out to Willie, you're amazing. You're one of the nicest people you will absolutely meet. He's a harp player for a professional group, and we got into talking, and I told him, I'm turning 21, I'm learning what to drink, what not to drink, first-hand experience. So if you see me throwing up, don't judge me. No. And he went and he gave me some great advice for life and for everything. He's like, you need to, when you're out and you want to be elevated, sophisticated, you get a gentleman's drink. So he goes and he suggests a couple, he's like, start off with like a Tom Collins, drink halfway.
He'll have his own drink. He'll have his own drink in 50, 60
now
years.
He will, absolutely.
He does have his own beer. Beero.
Really? Oh, that's true, yeah. I meant like a drink named after him, though, but he does have a beer line.
Yeah, so Tom Collins, or do a Manhattan, or you can do an old-fashioned. Old-fashioned's all right. And so I'm like, he's a professional player. I'm 21. I opened for them. So starstruck, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take your advice. I get back into town, and the boys that I was playing with, we were all like, all right, let's go to Native New Yorker. So it's a buffalo wing place, and we went there. Bars in the back, and it's not divey, but it's pretty it's not a nice bar. So I walk up there, and I'm like, all right, time to impress. I'm gonna order one of those drinks that I asked for. So I went up there, and I'm like, can I get Manhattan? And she looked at me like, can I see your ID? So I'm like, no, yeah, I want one. And not knowing. And do you know what's in it? Yeah, I think so. And we looked it up. She's like, I don't have half of these ingredients. Like, how old are you, man? Like, you just 80-year-old in a 21-year-old's body? I did not know that some of these drinks were really, really aged.
Yeah.
Gentlemen's drinks, right? And so I was like, oh crap. But I learned from that, and I was like, let me find one that's more common, that I actually like, that is gonna have drinks or that you can sip on it, and people you can order pretty much anywhere, but it's still elevated. And old fashions, right? So I've gotten to travel just by myself, and then also for work, and then anywhere you go, there's some sort of variation of old fashioned. But the base of it is, you have your whiskey, you have sugar, you have bitters, you have a little bit of zest from an orange to give it a sweet taste and flavor, and then you have your cherry. Now people switch out the cherry, they'll do raspberries, blackberries, all sorts of different things. Same thing with the orange, they might do a different type of citrus or not as much, or maybe even more. But I like it because it's a great sipping drink. You could just sit there for hours with one glass, and then you're not getting yourself in trouble.
Matt's it gets it there for hours.
Hours, baby.
And this, I've, just like Matt, we've had our party days, right? I've gone through a lot of bad experiences with other stuff, but this has been a solid, and I don't mind it. It's great, warm, chill. So this is my favorite drink. We'll get into some of the other ones. We're gonna see a lot of that look from Matt based off of the drinks that I make, but I'm also gonna make his fun drinks. Why not? I'm a little scared to try to make a Long Island for us, just because It's a lot of liquor. But
Yeah,
so is this.
I mean, you're gonna bring the Long Island. I don't know if we need to do a Long Island.
See?
Like this is
Yeah.
this is supposed to be. We're supposed to be staying, neat on this podcast. Not getting hammered.
No, but you want to,
Yeah,
try
I think
out
the
all
only
these different
reason
things.
you drink a Long Island iced tea is to get blitzed as fast as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I'm gonna pop up Long Island for the podcast because I like to drive home.
Yeah.
I like to get back to my
So,
place.
I mean, what do you guys think?
I mean, I've definitely had an old fashioned before. It's something that I have never been a huge fan of. I'm not a neat whiskey drinker. I don't drink much of anything neat. That's never been my bag in terms of alcohol. Like I'd rather have a nice crisp, IPA or something rather than just a 2 fingers of scotch. Like that's never been my bag, and I'm fine with that. I've never been a big just straight whiskey guy or straight anything guy. In this, there's a lot in this. The process to make this is pretty involved. Like there's sugar, there is,
but it's not overwhelming.
You're telling me, because
It's
what I
supposed to
taste
be
when
subtle.
I drink this
Whiskey.
is whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't I watched you make these though, so I know that there's
So-
a bunch of other shit in here.
And here's the thing. This is how I feel. One of your favorite things to do is to make yourself coffee, right?
Yeah,
And we in the past we've tried the experience of like tasting coffee. And this is
sure.
you can pick out the notes and different flavors and the roast and all that, right? I can't do that with coffee. It's like, oh, this is coffee. This has sugar in coffee. This is just straight coffee. So yeah,
okay. I mean,
different taste buds.
true, but I think the major difference there is that, again, I witnessed you putting all the stuff in the drink.
and none of it came through.
When you're drinking coffee and trying to pull tasting notes out, you're really just trying to think of what it tastes like, because there isn't actually any of those things in the coffee. So when a coffee is labeled like with dark chocolate and hints of raspberry, that's just because someone tasted the coffee and said, oh, you know what, this kind of tastes like raspberry, but there's no actual raspberry in the coffee.
I learned something today.
Yeah, so it's with this, it's like I watched you put stuff in here, and you know what I taste?
Just
Whiskey. It's so I mean, again, it's not for me. I can understand
My draw to it.
your draw to it.
Yeah.
Again, there was also, if you guys are watching, there was a giant ball of ice in here, and it has since melted. So that's made this a little more bearable for me. But yeah, it's just
Well, there was, and like you said, we're accepting criticism. Last week there was some criticism. Matt, what happened with our drinks last week?
Did we drink them too fast?
they
were
warm.
hot, dude.
Yeah. They got warm.
Oh, I mean, I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, in the vein of the old fashioned, it's definitely a drink that will put hair on your chest. But here's my problem: I have enough hair on my chest, so I don't need more. And this tastes like, to me, battery acid. I feel so bad that everyone's watching this and like, hey, I wonder how Matt's liking that drink, and I'm making faces because it's just I'm not.
It's like he just bit into the bomb on Hot Ones.
Dude,
You know?
I'd rather be taking hot sauce to the face right now.
We can put some hot sauce.
I'm
in there.
good.
I'm sure there's a variation of it.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, for me, I can definitely see it's a very refined drink. It's definitely I can definitely feel like, that 1950s dude in a bar, got a cigarette, and you're just like sipping away. I'm not that guy. It's 2025. Give me my nice Philly drinks, beer. I would take Pabst Blue Ribbon over this 10 ways to Sunday.
This is episode 2, you guys. We realize this is called Speakeasy. We realize we're going to be trying a lot of these cocktails.
I know.
This is episode 2.
Oh.
So bear with us. We're learning to love these drinks. We're learning to experience them. So, hey, by episode 150, Matt might be saying, like, I need a whiskey neat. We might get to that point.
I don't know. I can't.
And we'll play
We'll
back
see.
this clip when we get there.
Exactly.
And,
Yes, the young Matthew. I remember when he was dying drinking this drink.
See, but I can taste the cherry. You guys didn't get
No.
the flavor of it?
I saw you put 2 teaspoons of sugar in here.
And it doesn't taste like sugar.
I see the cherry. I see that it's dissolving and dying. But yeah, no. Couldn't tell you that there was a cherry in there. Nada.
Elevated.
But that's an old fashioned, huh?
Yes.
Right.
This is Luis's old fashioned because, like I said, I made some swaps to it. A lot of the time it's sweeter, and I don't like that. So sorry.
Fair enough. That's the featured drink of the week. We'll have that recipe for Luis's variation of this posted on the social medias if you guys want to join us in drinking what we're drinking. Maybe I'll try to have that posted before the actual episode, so you guys, if you guys want to make one and sip along with us, you guys can do that.